Jaguar.com.
Welcome back to our big broadcast. We are live coast to coast. We are border to border on iHeartRadio today. Ollie Marshall Rico will join us today here in just a few moments. That's Ollie Marshall Rico. And we have got a great guest coming up also on this broadcast, Frank Vernuccio at the bottom of the hour. But we go to the telephones. We have Ollie Marshall Rico with us today. Ollie Marshall Rico, welcome to the broadcast. How are you, my friend?
Well, thank you for having me.
So, Ollie Marshall Rico, tell us a little bit about your latest project here, Ollie.
Well, I have published 5 books. My latest book is my 6th book. It is entitled Gotta Change It, and it is written in 4 parts. The first part deals with unrest. The second part deals with the environmental aspects of society. The third part deals with gotta changes that we all inhabit at one time. And the fourth part of the book deals with how do you deal with those challenges that we each meet in our life.
Fantastic. Ollie Marshall Rico with us today. She joins us live here on our big program, Coast to Coast, Border to Border on iHeartRadio today. Also, AMFM247.com, KFRK in Denver as well. So, Ollie Marshall Rico, why did you decide to write these incredible books?
Well, I think we all need a survival mode within ourselves. Because at some point in time, we have challenges that we have to deal with. Now, very challenges may be different from individuals, but what I find out, my mode of dealing with my survival mode is taking a pen and writing my thoughts on a pen. And I can give you an example of that. If you want me to give it to you, for
yes,
example,
indeed. Go ahead and give us a brief example here, my friend. Tell us all about it. Ollie Marshall Rico.
For an example, let's look at the incident that happened in Katrina. That touched my soul, and I was going through some changes, so I wrote about it. Although it didn't take the pain away, but it helped me to deal with what was going on. And one of the poems that I wrote at that time was called Dead. And what brought about that poem, someone said that they observed a mother and an infant floating by together as one. And I'll read you a little bit. It says, dead bodies floating about my window. Was it real or just a dream? Yesterday I was a zombie. How did I survive? Bodies floated about my window, unable to see land. The stench of flesh surrounding me. Trees floating like sponges. A mother and her infant floated by, connected as one. Bodies floated by my window. Lifeless, dehydrated bodies laid in corners. The Superdome should have been the nest of safety. People cried and died of hunger. Faces of death surrounding me. Bodies floated about my window. They packed us in without food and water. Days passed and I wondered, why were we there? To leave this wretched place, we stepped over bodies. Now that tells you the inner turmoil that I had, and in order to me to deal with it, I had to write about it. That, and I have that listed under unrest, and that was, and I sort of look at other things that happen in life that we are faced with, and I don't know whether you recall the incident that happened in New York, and one of the things is dealt with Amadullah, and I'll just read a portion of that. I won't read it all. It just says, 41 bullets at 22, they took his life. Yesterday they sung the song of hatred between you and me. We are connected. Yesterday, yes, they sung the song of hatred between you and me. But why does it always have to be signed in blood? We ran from each other, elevating that falsehood of sisters and brothers. Now that's basically, it just tells you about sometime before the human race can be connected as one, they may be connected. People may place them in one category, and that forces them to be connected as one. And that reflects back on when Haitians and African and American, they used to not have a bond relationship with each other. But if they're walking down the street, our color is basically the same. And if someone decides they don't like the color, then they don't wonder whether that person is Haitian or African or Afro-American. We become one at that point. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, indeed it does. We have got a great guest with us today. Ollie Marshall Rico is with us, author of Scattered Changes, Step Ladder Changes, and she joins us here on our big broadcast. So what is the most important message in your book, my friend?
I would say the most important message is to recognize that we all are human beings. And at some time as human beings, we may feel isolated as one. But if we recognize that we're going to go through, we may be in a deep valley, but how do we get out of that deep valley? We may crawl to get out of that deep valley. We don't let that valley overtake us. You can't succumb to your challenges. You must never stop. You have to keep on moving. And so basically that's what tells us, that tells the story is about you don't give up. You just keep on moving. You keep on. You got to move. You got to move. Because if you don't move, everything takes over you. And I guess I would say an example would be that my survival mode is the pen. Someone else's survival mode may be meditation or walking or running. But it's important that we locate that survival mode and deal with that survival mode according to what's going to make us feel safe, a bit of safety.
Fantastic, fantastic.
I say to myself, my survival mode, it is the pen. It sets me free. To me, the pen changes, it controls me, and it molds me into a sense of sanity when things overpower me.
Amazing. It is a great guest with us today. Ollie Marshall Rico is with us. She joins us live. So what do you want readers to take away from your writing of this incredible book?
Well, I think one of the things I want them to take away which is very important, is that they must always stumble forward. When things batter you, if they devastate you, you must use your wisdom of everything that you have gone through to move forward. You must always sing the song of hope. We must always walk with strong legs, sometimes to carry us on, even though it may not be within us. And you just have to keep moving.
Fantastic. It is Ollie Marshall.
It's
go ahead, my friend. Go ahead.
it's just so important that we continue to move forward, because if you're in the valley, you're on like a small hill, and your challenges have lined it up above you as a mountain. At your most darkest moment, at your most darkest moment. Hello, are we still there?
We are still here, my friend. I'm listening to you. That's what we do here.
Okay, at your most darkest moment, you don't give up. You just keep on moving forward. And like for an example, once you, the important thing that one must realize, when you found, we must interact. We must interact and do things that's going to keep us moving. As I observe, as I interact with people, and as I internalize the turmoil within me, I find that we're all human beings, and we must come together and intermingle. None of us are isolated. We may feel isolated at times, but you must realize that other people are going through the same thing that you're going through. Sometimes that keeps you going. And I guess one of the things you must always remember that first you have to be honest with yourself. You can't before you can be honest with someone else, you must be honest with yourself in order for you to move forward. And you cannot build your reality on falsehood. You must always build a reality on what's real. You can't have someone else to interpret what's real for you. You must see what's real and deal with it on a real level. You must also find your form of self-esteem within yourself. You cannot find your self-esteem through someone else. I guess my whole thing is that when you are nervous and things are bouncing throughout your body without a clear explanation, you must start looking at what brings you a form of peace. And whatever brings you a form of peace, you must indulge in that at that time. It doesn't mean that that's going to go away. It simply means that it's going to put you in a state of calmness.
It is Ollie Marshall Rico. She's with us today here on our big broadcast. So, Ollie, before we let you go, how do people get your book and get involved with everything you're doing online?
Well, I have there is a website that's in the making, and I'm going to have two websites. They can try this website for now, but this isn't in process. It's www. Ollie Marshall Rico Books BOOKS.com. That's my website at this particular time. It's not fully up. It's been put up, but hopefully it will be in full operation within the next week or so. But I know definitely that would. I'm doing another website, and I know definitely that will be up within 2 weeks. So right now we can hopefully get this website working that I'm working on.
Fantastic. It is Ollie Marshall Rico. Thanks for joining us, and we hope to talk to you soon. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day, my friend.
Well, it was a pleasure joining you and talking with you.
Definitely. Have yourself a Merry Christmas, my friend.
Have a blessed day and be safe.
Thank you. There she goes. That's Ollie Marshall Rico. She's interesting. She's quite the character. We are going to be back with more on the other side.
If you you don't have final expense insurance, this message is for you. Life Care provides valuable whole life insurance to help cover final expenses, medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. Call Life Care at 800-926-6092. 800-926-6092.